Hello and welcome to my first YouTube video. Venturing into this ridiculous world of bullshit, I had decided to do it on the Dark Souls Cinders mod that I just installed for Dark Souls 3. Probably should have picked a game I don't arguably suck at. The audio for this is going to be pretty scuffed because all of the audio was out of sync because I'm terrible at recording things and still figuring it out. So it's going to be post with some music over it, and we're going to see if I can tie this shit together. The classes that you get to start with are Caveman, Oscar from the first game, the Prison Shower Shanker, Big Sword, Lawrence of Arabia, Big Curved Sword, one of the Three Musketeers, the Weeb, the Viking. I wish I was still playing Dark Souls 2. Best stats but looks like shit. Homeless dragon with a bell. The kid that still goes to Bible study. The guy that definitely can't see out of his helmet. Basic Resident Evil enemy. Ye olden Indiana Jones. Meat Beater 5000. Even gayer Robin Hood. The basic wizard who should be happy that his robe isn't more white. The average person at Coachella. A Mormon. Lothric but with legs. You're a witch, Harry? What I imagine a placenta looks like. Martin Lawrence from Big Mama's house. Trash can with a big sword. The most appealing class because you get to spit shit and wield a keyblade while looking like a jackass. Merlin from Kingdom Hearts. My report card taking human form. After a lot of debating, I finally settled upon the Heretic class to use some weird spells I'd never really used in the normal game. I then got to some in-depth character customization of figuring out how to change your hair color, and affectionately created what I think is the perfect witch, naming the wonderful creation the most apt name of Hermione Danger. After creating what sounds like a porn star, I started the game. Now at this point is where I began the real game, and, did all of the typical things you do, like not skipping the cutscene, and then fumbling with my items to get them in somewhat of a semblance of order, figure out what my spells did, talk to a tree, started the journey, and started to clear out Firelink Shrine. I searched through all of the items, found a fist that has a fancy name, put it on, and for some reason decided that, I don't need spells. I'm just gonna throw the staff on my back and just smack everything with my bare knuckles. I ran up to where the crystal lizard normally is and found a dismal night, which is normally the description of most of my Saturdays. But no, instead I found a, pretty cool reskin of what I think is just the Cathedral Knight moveset from later in the game, and just didn't use any spells whatsoever and decided to just thug mode him with Hermione Danger and go full Mike Tyson, minus the ear biting. Yeah, so really eventful boss fight. He decided to imbue his weapon and let me just smack him in the nuts. Interesting addition. Grabbed some items, rushed through the rest of Firelink Shrine, which was rather uneventful because it's the same standard enemies, with then much lazier Eudix just kind of sitting there telling you to fuck off because you aren't strong enough to fight him in true anime fashion. I took that to heart and took it personally and ran over to fight the new master, who is just down here at the bottom of the hill, spammed him with spells like a true hero, and then found a man who would sell me a top hat for 2,000 souls. So really investing all of my time well, reading dictionaries worth of explanations for everything new in the game, from the infusions to different masteries and oddities. Found a guy who's too deep in his fursona and made me read things again. I just went through and searched the rest of everything, found Picklebee and Pumperum, tried to trade with them, and ended up just getting mugged. They took my petrified something and gave me a middle finger back in return for my quitting and loading back in. Very kind of them, and how very Dark Souls. I then talked to the jester who was sleeping on the job, went into a memory that I don't remember having, so I guess Alzheimer's is a bitch. Proceeded to find out that this is some sort of wave-based, holdout mode. It's, cool and definitely welcome in the game, but in a mod where they decided to explain everything at ridiculous length with text boxes. Why did they decide that this is the thing that, you don't need any explanation for? Just walk up, says memories, click it, go in, find out you're fighting things for an undetermined amount of time with an insanely low amount of Estus and a squishy witch. And just, lose about 10,000 souls early on in the game, which I've heard is, pretty good. It's a good strategy. I did all right until later on when I ran out of Estus and they started spawning a shitload of thieves and crossbowmen, and I became a pincushion for every knife and crossbow bolt that they threw at me because I just didn't know what I was doing. I went to the high wall of Lothric to begin the actual game, found that you spawn at the far end instead of the middle, which I think does make sense. Killed the standard enemies that you kind of find there, walked around, and eventually found some unique stuff back at the beginning. There is Invader that you can very easily spam with spells as she gets up, as evidenced by this. She decided to go with the gayer Robin Hood starting class, which clearly is inferior to just getting punched a lot. Found a Mimic, and expertly dodged most of the roundhouse kicks he threw at me, and ultimately killed him, which surprised me and my incredibly squishy health bar. I then took that incredibly important lesson and immediately forgot it by getting killed by one of the default mimics in the game. So I don't know what I was thinking or what I was doing, but I definitely probably learned from that, right? There's no way that'll come back to bite me in the ass at any time during this whatsoever. Moved on from that to another great idea. I went to kill the Dark Wraith that's down in the dungeon that you normally have to have a key with, but the skeleton key gets you down here real easy. The uncracked red eye orb that he has is super important in this offline game that I have to play so I don't get banned for modding the game. But immediately got my soul sucked out of my face because I am a god tier gamer, and then teabagged by the Dark Wraith, a theme that would seem to carry on through the latter part of this recording session. Found another Mimic, and clearly, did a bang-up job from earlier. I recognized it was a Mimic, didn't let him eat me at the beginning, and instead let him eat me later. So it was a good time. Little did I know that I would actually be facing the real boss of the game here in just a moment. It was a fun, little throwback. The Pursuer, what an invasion. I was like, he's not an actual boss this time. This should be simple. And then proceeded to do 0 damage to him with my spells that I continued to whiff, and realized that, oh right, he might have a slight bit of poise. Decided to reassess, recalculate, and continue to fight him in an incredibly enclosed space with merely a fist and a stick. And it went about as promisingly as you could have thought. Decided to take this information, go back, and do a new strategy. Just kind of wash that first attempt out of the way. Now that I know he's coming, this should be much simpler, much easier, and the third attempt is always good. It's always I've heard it's lucky. So just was planning for that one all along. Just third time's the charm. I developed a really, really amazing strategy. What you do is you grab your souls, you then run back up the ladder, wait for him to chase you, get screwed by a random hollow, just going up instead of him, punch upward because you forgot how to kick down, kick him off, waste all your stamina, get hit once, fall off behind him, lose some of your health, and get slashed by the dumb hollow that screwed you in the first place, kill him, get smacked, and then absolutely wrecked, and realize that this is Dark Souls and that I suck. But, you know, fourth time, I've learned so many lessons by this point. Got my souls, killed both of the hollows there, that way they couldn't screw me over, and then went up the ladder to exact my wonderful strategy. Infallible, I've heard. You know, this fall didn't kill me earlier, but if I just keep kicking the pursuer off of it, surely I'll be able to beat him. You know, there's no way that this incredibly strong NPC has higher stamina than me. No way whatsoever. So I did the only logical thing. When I fell off the ladder and lost all my health, I ran away about as quick as I could, and decided to open up the shortcut so that I wouldn't have to run through a million enemies just to fight him again. Found another invader that they decided to put in the game, realized he looked scary, and ran away up the lift. Almost got killed by some random no-name enemies that have never killed anyone before. Leveled up and upgraded some things, as I probably should have many times before, and reformulated my plan. I began my reshaping, my rebuilding of myself and this encounter by going back down the shortcut and dealing with Captain Morrill first. I wanted to test him out, size him up, realized he has a lot of poise, and sent him up the lift on accident. He fell down and instantly plunging attacked me, which really made me feel good about this encounter. Already drank 2 Estus, got stuck on some boxes, thought about trying to kick him down the middle of the lift, but realized I suck at that, and just kept spamming him the spells. Apparently, if he's not attacking, doesn't have enough poise to get out of it, so that was handy. Just, kind of bullshit my way through it, and then almost got dunked on by this random dude outside. Got a ring that's pretty useless, and went to the pursuer. With my new reformulated plan and my upgraded stats, I knew that there was a way I could beat him. Knew the perfect strategy. And yeah, it went great. Decided to go for round number 2. Ran back through everything, killed everything, got souls, went back down, killed everything in that area before the pursuer, decided to restart, considered cutting this part out, made a sandwich, and just AFK'd for a while, trying to, cope with all of the terrible shit I had recorded for this session, and apparently just, took forever. Finally, it was the time, and opened up the witching urn, and then followed up with a second witching urn, always good to start with, killed that enemy with a witching urn. I then threw another witching urn at him, just a good strategy. Threw one, missed it, but scared him a little bit, I think. Missed the second one as well, that's integral. Then threw a 7th witching urn at this point, and then an 8th. And that's how you do it, baby. Man, let me tell you, it was a doozy, this first session, but the audio is still fucked for all the rest of the footage, so I guess I'll do my best to fix it and see how episode 2 turns out. Thanks for watching.